so the UK house price market, is it overheating?
Yeah, I mean,
inflation.
Certainly. I mean, yes. I mean, looking at the UK market, it is fragmented. So there are areas where that haven't seen any kind of noticeable price increases, whereas London, South East, and other urban areas, you're seeing sort of in some places double-digit annual increases, and that would say to me that's not sustainable. It's unsustainable. The thing is of sort of what has been driving these house prices. Well, in London, there certainly seems to be foreign monies or people who are cash buyers who don't need a mortgage and who aren't, that bothered about. So they're not bothered about interest rates or anything else. Now that won't be the same everywhere. There will be, of course, a ripple effect going out. But then, we've got to think about sort of mortgage lenders and sort of the effect that sort of tightening of lending standards might have. Well, there was evidence that there were tightening of standards, but they seem to have that seems to have dropped off to some extent. I don't know. That sort of seems to be changing a bit. I mean, I don't see these house prices as sustainable, and I think people are right to be worried. I mean, I have children who are, one's just left university, one's at university, and one's doing A level. So, in a few years' time, and certainly my eldest child is working, and would, in an ideal world, we would like to save money to get a deposit down and buy somewhere of her own. But any parent knows that this is just an absolute pipe dream. Without a windfall, that's not going to happen. So it's in a very unhealthy situation, and it would be nice if the housing market would have a bit of a correction. It would be horrible for a lot of people who are over leveraged and have big loan to value ratios on their houses. But I mean, you can't help feeling that we are at unsustainable levels, and we do need some kind of a correction.
Is the situation in the UK better than the situation in the Eurozone, looking at employment figures and stuff?
Well, I think the situation in the UK is better than the Eurozone, simply from the point of view that we're not tied into the single currency, that we have our own currency, that we have an independent Bank of England, and so I mean, we don't have those restrictions that the Eurozone does have. I mean, yeah, of course the UK has its own problems, and we certainly are struggling. We have a rising deficit, and that means that sort of our national debt as a proportion of GDP is at dangerous levels. I mean, it really is. So we've got serious problems in the UK. But we're not tied into the Eurozone, so happy days.